Hello, welcome back to my channel and another video. You find me in sunny Hartlepool this evening. Anyway, as you all know, the mighty DAF is mighty no more. Camshaft. So I was given a rental vehicle to use for the week, and I just thought I'd do a video on my thoughts. Here she is. Yeah, the Volvo. Now, I'm not sure what power it is because there's no badges on it, but I do know it's got the construction bumper set up, which actually looks like its bottom lip sticking out, like it's had a smacked arse. Yeah, now like I say, it's a hire vehicle, so it's got the odd, how can I put it, war wound like this. I didn't do that. It was already like it when I picked it up. So there it is. I mean, not a bad looking truck, I suppose, for what it is. Excuse my hay fever again. Obviously 6x2. And yeah, we're all piped up for the floor, which is there. Which is loaded with bales to go in there tomorrow. Anyway, things I like about the exterior. Not a lot really. It looks a bit plain to me. Obviously in plain white. I do like these headlights. All LED obviously. I like the way that it carries on up across here and follows the line of the cab door. Indicator in the door there. Yeah, that noise is a scary to get rid of the seagulls, but as you can see, it's not happening because up there, look, they're proper hard seagulls, them are. Anyway, back to the truck. So yeah, it's well, it is what it is. It's a rental truck. Do I prefer it to the DAF? No, not at all. I'll tell you why. I have a few reasons why. And yeah, I think it's best to jump in the cab and tell you. So, here we are inside the Volvo. My impressions of this, pretty good, to be fair. I wouldn't say I'm blown away by it, but it does exactly what it says on the tin. You know, you could live in it. I don't see a problem. I've done, what have I done? 1, 2, 3 nights out in it. Tonight will be my 4th night out in it. And granted, it's not as roomy as my XF, but it has a few more features than my XF, and I'll go into them just now. This I like, especially the lockers above the bed. Obviously there's the bed. Like I say, it's a rental truck, so it is absolutely filthy in here. What I like about these is they won't open like that. They don't just slide. You have to sort of push the handle down, if that makes sense. There we go. And they're all illuminated. I like this bit of texture in here. I don't really know what purpose it serves apart from a light and to stop stuff rolling about. Pretty good size locker in there. Like I say, I do like the way you have to pull that down to open the lockers. Big locker there. That's the mattress topper that was down there. I took it off because you don't really need it, to be fair. Yeah, so that's quite a big locker. And then again, another locker, same as the other side, with the partition and the light in it. So I like that. If DAF put that in my XF, I'd be happy with that. I'm sure there's a company out there that would do something similar, because as you all know, I've got the they call it a storage bunk, and I just think it takes up a lot of a lot of room for nothing, to be fair. And then the front lockers, again, there's a little one here. Yeah, don't know what you could put in there. And again, big lockers here. Now I like this, the fact that there's a little separator and a shelf up there. They're quite deep, they're going quite a way. Again, that closes firm. Now the middle one. Now, my middle one in the DAF is huge. I fit my microwave in there, plus other bits and bobs. To me, that's not great. I don't know if you could fit a microwave in there. If anybody drives a Volvo, let me know if you can get a microwave in this cupboard. It goes down a fair way, as you can see. But I just don't think with the angle it's at, as you can see, the angle's quite sharp on it. I don't think you could get a microwave in there. I'm happy to be corrected on that, but I don't understand why they made it that shape. I get it, it's to do with obviously the sunroof there. And then another locker, the same this side. I suppose you could fit the microwave in there. I'm not sure if that'd pull out to allow installation of a microwave, but that wouldn't be a bad idea to stick it in there. Just take this shelf out and away you go. A little bit of storage like my DAF in the pockets up there. Same the passenger side. Obviously reading lamps, I don't even know if these work. Yeah, nice and bright. Back of the cab. Again, apologies for the state of it, but it is a rental truck. So every man and his dog's been in it. Pockets there. I'll put my clipboard and my paperwork in there. Little pocket there to put whatever. And then I've got some wipes in there just for general cleaning up. The bed, pretty self-explanatory to be fair. Yeah, I mean, the gap between this cupboard and that cupboard ain't that big. I feel it feels quite enclosed. Same with the roof sloping down, as it does there. You can see the angle of the roof coming down. I mean, I'm not the tallest bloke, I'm 5'5". You know, I've obviously got plenty of headroom. But I think if you was a bit taller, this may encroach a bit. Now, I'm not sure if this is the Globetrotter XL or just the Globetrotter. Like I say, there's no stickers on it. I'm not an expert on Volvos. But, yeah, for someone my size, it's alright. It does the job. Passenger seat, again, armrests that fold down. It's on full air. Bit of embroidery there. Volvo badge, etc. And then the dash. Now, again, I think the way the dash comes out and then goes back in, I think this encroaches on the living area a tad. You know, across the cab access might be a bit hindered if you're a bigger chap. I just, you know, mine comes out a bit on the DAF, but not at such an angle, if that makes sense. This, I've no idea why Volvo do this. It's just like a thing that sits on the dash, and it's got, you see that, bird prints. Again, no idea what the bird prints are about, but there you go. As for storage, cup holders here. As you can see, there's a little bit of storage under there, and some more storage down there. I think that pulls out. I'm not too sure on that. Let me double check. But I'm sure that... Oh, there's a fold out thing to hold your bottles. No, I don't think it does. I don't want to pull it because I don't want to break it. So yeah, the fridge now. If I can get it to undo. This fridge is fantastic. Because you have your normal fridge side there, which has got my bits and bobs in. But this side, just here, is a freezer compartment. And as you can see, on there, you can see the ice. That is a good idea. Obviously, I've got a microwave in my truck, and it'd be handy to bring frozen meals, etc. and keep them in there. Why more trucks don't come with a freezer compartment like that is beyond me. But massive fridge, a lot bigger than the DAF to be fair. Yeah, goes right back there. You can fit quite a bit in there, to be honest. So that's the fridge. And then there's a storage, well, I think you'd call it a storage bin, just here. Which doesn't slide out that far, because obviously it's going to hit the gear lever just there. So as for storage around the driving area, whatever you want to call it, there's a little shelf here which don't go back that far, but then there's another one down the bottom there, just my bits and bobs in. Again, it's not that deep, but there's a big deep one just under there, obviously where the biscuits are, because we all got to have a biscuit, haven't we? Driving position, yeah, not bad at all. Mirrors, yeah, I like the idea that there's a gap in between the bottom and the top mirror. That eliminates a bit of the blind spot. And they're quite slim mirrors, so you've got a big gap each side, so you can see plenty. Screen, massive. Big old screen, and it goes forward a long way. So, all-round vision, pretty damn good, to be fair. Yeah. Like I say, it's just the gap there, as you can see, between that cupboard and the rest of the cupboards above the windscreen. It doesn't seem big enough. You feel a bit encroached. Now obviously they've fitted this thing here, which is for the cameras. I did bang my head on that once or twice when I was titting about in the fridge down there. But again, if you hadn't got that, I don't see it being a problem. So there's a couple of things that I'm not sure about. Okay, now this is my first time. I mean, we have a Volvo on our fleet, and I've drove it a couple of times, but I've never slept in it. Comfort wise on the bed, yeah, it's not great. The mattress isn't brilliant, as you can see. It's a bit, now whether that's because this again is a higher truck and it's knackered, I've no idea, but not very comfortable. Not like my daft bed with the extra comfort mattress. But did I sleep well? Yeah, didn't sleep too shabby, to be fair. Obviously the curtains are all knackered, look, you can see here, they're just, I mean, it's had a hard life, this has. I dare say if it was your daily truck, you know, that you lived in, it would have been kept a bit nicer. So then we go on to controls, etc. Now this is where it gets interesting, you see, because my DAF is all analogue dials. You've all seen it. I have a rev counter, speedo, fuel gauge, temperature gauge, etc. There is a little bit of a computer system, you know, for checking your driving time, etc, etc. When I got into this, it was like going from a Nokia 3210 to an iPhone 16, because I'll show you. The actual dash, I think, is superb. Now, I've seen a lot of digital dashes. Oh, let me just turn that off. I've seen a lot of digital dashes on the Actros and the MAN, etc. But I really like this system that they've put in here. So it tells you all your basics, obviously your drive time, etc. Diesel just there. Tells you the range of your diesel. AdBlue this side. Obviously how many miles I've done for the trip and mileage. And yeah, don't focus on my finger. That there is obviously the coolant temperature. But this is where it gets interesting, because down here, as I say, this truck is minging because it's a hire truck. But you've got all these controls, which I still don't know what a lot of them do. But from what I know, if you push this one and you look at the dash there, you can alter the style of the dash. So as you can see, you've got your normal speedo around the outside. Tells you your gear, etc. Miles per gallon. And all that malarkey. And again, temperature for the coolant. You can alter that. So you can use the phone from here as well, which I like. Whereas the DAF, I have to poke the stereo screen to get the phone to work. But again, you know, it is what it is. This it does everything. It really does do near enough everything. So you can alter, obviously there's a screen there, it just tells you everything you need to know basically. But what I like about this in particular is you can change the dash. I'm trying to figure out how I do it now. I can't remember how to do it, to be honest. Bear with me. Yeah. So, like I say, you can have it on that one. It might do it if I start the engine, to be honest. Like I say, let me fire it up. There we go, she's fired up. So, don't know if you can see that, but you can alter the dash, etc. Yeah, it tells you all your basics. Obviously your drive times over there. Yeah, I mean it's quite a good system, to be fair. And then you've also got this screen here, which I've never really been a fan of. Too many screens distract, obviously, me. But this is not too bad. Obviously you got your home screen, which it's on now, and you can run through obviously the radio stations. It tells you your call logs. Obviously I've disconnected my phone because I don't want anybody to see my contacts. You've got this one which tells you your driving time. If I can press it, yeah, so that tells you all your driving time. But not only that, it tells you your daily and your weekly. So if you press your weekly, it'll tell you on how many days you've done what hours and what you got left at the end of the week, which I think is a fantastic idea. Why more trucks don't come with this system fitted is beyond me. And all you do, press back or home, whichever you want. Then you've got the truck settings again, so you can set the parking climate. I've got it set at 17 degrees. The camera, which this truck hasn't got, and alarm clock again, which is what we need. Then you got your calculator and your driver guide, etc. on that one, and then the settings for the system. So you can go into vehicle settings, and there's just everything on there you could ever want. Now it's got an interesting one, which is halo lights, which is the lights around the headlight. I did turn them off, but it don't seem to work. They seem to stay on all the time. So that's a pretty good system, to be fair. And then you got your notifications. It will tell you everything that you need to know. But it's also got full TomTom navigation, which it seems a bit slow to load up, but once you're on, you're on. And there we are. That's where I am. I am just there in Hartlepool. So obviously, if you all know your TomToms, pretty good, to be fair. I quite like the TomTom system. I have moved over to a Garmin sat nav because I just prefer it, to be honest. And then you just go back to home. Controls this side, obviously cruise control, etc. Now I found this annoying. These are your volume controls for the stereo. Well, when you hold the wheel like that, you tend to press this one, which is the mute button. So every now and again I mute the stereo. I don't mean to, but it happens. I suppose if you hold it there, it ain't going to be a problem. What I do like on this is these indicators, right? Now obviously you've got your full indicators where you pull it down. As you can hear, it's got a warning camera thing on it, so it does that. But what you can do is, if you just knock it like that, it flashes the indicator and then it turns off, which is ideal for motorways. I'll just show you again. Pull it down, get a quick flick. I think it's 4 or 5 times it flashes, which is perfect. Then obviously you got your headlights on there, your flashing main beam, etc. Exhaust brake there, or retarder, whatever you want to call it, and then your wipers tucked away down there. Now I did find, when I'm using the retarder, as you can see they're quite close, I sometimes catch the wipers as well, so the wipers come on. Again, not a major problem, but I found it annoying. I really did. And then you got your lights obviously over here, so that's your side lights, Obviously this has got automatic headlights, so you turn it to that. When it goes dark enough, they'll come on automatic. Main headlights, and I'm not sure if you can turn the auto off or not. I don't know what that's for. And then obviously your fog lights down there. You can alter the lights, and then you can alter how bright the dash is. Don't know if you can see that, if it makes much difference, but yeah. So that's that bit. That up there is a pedestrian thing, so if anybody's around the truck, I can see them before they get ran over. And then down here, usual run of the mill, lock the door, unlock the door, windows, electric mirrors all around there. And this is a good one as well. You've got your full electric heated mirrors, so they stay on all the time, or if you press it this side, they stay on for a certain time and then they'll turn off, which again, can't fault it. Good idea. Steering wheel, yeah, it is what it is. It's obviously leather, but like I say, it's a hire truck, so it's pretty much knackered. It's had a bit of a hard life, this old Gellas. And then we go up here. I don't know if that's picking it up too well, but obviously you got your, that's the light bar at the back of the cab, where it's not a light bar, it's just a piece of steel with two spotlights on. Obviously there your rotating beacons, sunroof control, and then this here controls obviously the electric sun blind. That's a good idea, I do like that. I wish I had one of them on my DAF, because that's really good. Obviously the tachograph up there, and then your lights here for the interior of the cab. Obviously all the way on puts a spotlight on. You can make them brighter, or you can dim them down, much like my DAF. You can do the same with that. Half lights, again, nighttime running lights, which I like. They glow red and it's easy to see stuff. And then off. That's the camera up there that I keep banging my head on. Again, you know, not all trucks have got that. That's retrofitted, so it wouldn't be a problem too much, I don't think. And then down here, usual stuff. Turn the reversing bleeper off. Sliding fifth wheel, air assisted, which I've never had before. Regen switch. That's when you come to a hill and you push that, and it'll hold it on the brakes until you accelerate away, and away you go. So that's a good idea. That levels the suspension. That's the lift axle, traction control and diff locks. Then down here is your anti-collision lane assist, and that's the PTO switch for the walking floor. Then you got more, excuse the finger, more controls there, self-explanatory, presets on the radio, on and off, etc. And then your climate control, which is down there. So obviously your aircon, demist, you can put it on, you know, 3 positions, blah blah blah. We all know all that works. And then you got your gear shift. Now, I don't like this system, to be fair. I would prefer it on a twist thing there, like they do on the Actros, etc. That down there just seems to get in the way. Obviously cross cab access, like you can see, a bang your knee on it. But it's dead easy to use. Obviously pull the lever at the front, into manual, into automatic, that's neutral, and then down into reverse, no problem. On the side there, if you drop it manual, up and down the gears. And then this here is a mode switch, which if you look at the dash, I'll just show you, let me zoom in. It's in economy at the minute. You can put it in normal, or if you're on a bit of a hill and you want it to hold the gears, obviously that tells you, you know, you've got it in that. Good idea, but I just wish it was all, you know, like I say, wish it was on a stalk instead of down there. And that's about it. Obviously more lights up here, which are touch, which I think is really good. Touch sensitive, I like that. That just screams a bit of quality. Like I say, you can alter all the dash, etc. to your own personal preference. And when you put the indicator on, I don't think you'll see it because it's a bit light, but can you see the green? just in there. Well, when I turn the indicator off, that disappears. I've no idea what it's there for, same as the left hand side, look. I've no idea what it's there for. Maybe it's an extra added thing to say your indicator's on, but yeah, that's quite cool. So like I say, if I was offered one, would I have one? Probably not. I would if it was half decent, but like I say, this is a hire truck and it's apps. I mean, you can see the state of it. It really is filthy in here. I get it, it's had hundreds and hundreds of drivers, but yeah. Now I've no idea what the new ones are like, the aero. Have they changed the interior? Just another thing here. Now this is just my personal preference. That there is the handbrake. Right, so you obviously push it to release it, which it's telling me I need to press the brake pedal, which is a good idea. And then you just pull it to engage. Now I'm a bit sceptical about these. On my DAF, it's a handle that you pull down and it locks into place. You know that handbrake's on and it's not going anywhere. I'm not so sure about these. I mean, I've not heard any horror stories about lorries running away because of an electronic handbrake. But it just don't sit well with me, to be honest. You know, like I say, you pull it to engage it, you push it away from you to... And it does tell you on there you've got to press the brake pedal for it release, which is pretty good. But I'm just not sure about that. So, there we are. All in all, it's not a bad truck. It does what it says on the tin. I do like that. Like I say, if I could get that retrofitted in the DAF, that'd be perfect. Because there's a lot of storage space up there. And in my DAF with the bunk, storage bunk, it just seems to waste a lot of space. The sunroof is brilliant. I like that. You know, mine's only small on the DAF. That's proper nice. Lets a lot of natural light in. Makes the cab feel airy and yeah, nice. So there we are. That's my thoughts on this Volvo FH. Like I say, I don't know what horsepower it is. I'm going to say it's either a 460 or a 500 because it doesn't pull that well. It doesn't pull as well as the DAF. And I am carrying the same weight as I do in the DAF. But there you go. You know, it's personal preference at the end of the day. If I was told I was having one, then yes, I'd take it, I think. Would I choose one? No. If it was forced upon me, then I'd make do. Like I say, hopefully the new ones are a bit better. And they've improved things here and there. But, yeah, you know, somebody asked me what... And there's, oh, I don't know if you can see that. I'll just show you. There's a couple of USBs in the dash there and there. So you've got them as well. And just down there is your range of sockets. Obviously your cigarette lighter. Then there's a 24 volt and a 12 volt, which is all good. Yeah, so there we are. Like I say, would I have one? I wouldn't choose one personally. If I was given one, I would make do. But I just think the DAF seems more roomier. There's a lot more space in the DAF and the bed's a lot better. You know, so that's my thoughts on it. Obviously, if you've got your own thoughts, then feel free to comment below. I mean, I know a lot of people do like the Volvos, and I can see why. When they're kept well, I mean, this is absolutely disgusting in here. I mean, I don't know if it'll camera picks it up, but there's stains and there's black marks everywhere. And like I say, the curtains are absolutely knackered. All them little clippy things should be clipping in that rail up there. But again, it's a hire truck. Nobody cares, do they? It's not theirs. I think if you got one that was been looked after, it would be quite a pleasant place to work and live. Yeah, so there we go. That's my thoughts on this Volvo FH. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment bit down below. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank everybody that's subscribed, commented, and like my videos. Like I say, my son's running the job. To be fair, he's doing a really good job about it at the minute. He's absolutely buzzing of how many subscribers we've got to. I think when I last looked, we're over the 400 mark. I think we're 480 something. So there's only another 20 odd subs we need to get before one of you lot wins the Scan Your Truck, which I will post out to whoever my lad picked. He's got a thing where he put all the subscribers' names in and it picks one. And yeah, the lucky recipient will get it. So yeah, I'll just thank you again for taking the time to watch this video. Like I say, any thoughts on what I said? You know, it's all personal preference with trucks, isn't it? What I might like, you might not like, and vice versa. So there we go. If you have any thoughts on what I've said, or you just want to comment in general, feel free to. And can I just say, if you like what you see, hit the like button, because I'm trying to grow the channel for my boy, and subscribe if you want to. And like I say, from a sunny Hartlepool, which is, I'm going in there in the morning, I'll thank you again, and look forward to your comments. Cheers all.